Hey everybody, how you doing? Danny here. Hey, look at due to all the fires we have here on the Pacific Northwestern coast, I've been having kind of a hard time getting back up to the Sierras. Thank God the area where I do a lot of my research at, we're good, but right now we got so much smoke. It's not good to be out breathing all this smoke. So I'm doing this segment from my house, in the comfort of my home. I'm down here in the valley. But keep an eye on me though, because I will be back up at my research sites next week. Because I'm good to go. I could only stay here for a few days and I can't take how to get back in the hills. So, what this segment of this video is going to be, it's going to be about a conversation that we have had in one of our previous conversations. Okay? And if you recall, when we got to a part where I was discussing with you guys about ancient bacteria and viruses that existed, thousands and thousands of years ago. You recall when we were having that conversation? Good. Now, during that conversation, do you remember when I was telling you that, say, like 300,000 years ago, and even 200,000, even 100,000? But remember, I was telling you this, that at that time period, that there is viruses and bacteria that you never, ever want to cut loose on this planet. Remember when I was discussing that with you, okay? So just to cover my own ass, so you guys know I wasn't throwing a whole bunch of crap at you. I want you to listen to this, okay? Okay. There we go. Now, what I'm about to tell you, this just happened recently, okay? And it so happens to do with such a virus. I'm not kidding, guys. Straight up the truth. Okay, here we go. Now, this virus was conducted by a group of scientists who are experts in this field, okay? Real science, not the quack science, not the fake science. I'm talking real science, okay? What these experts said was this, quote, experts make a chilling discovery when they unearth a 30,000-year-old virus from an icy grave. If this ancient disease is successfully resurrected back to life, it could cause a catastrophic global calamity. There you go. These are from real scientists, okay? That's just to let you know whatever information and evidence I uncover that I give out to you, I could always back my mouth up. You guys need to trust me now. So there you go. You remember when I was talking to you about that, correct? Okay. Now, I'm gonna quickly educate everybody out there about a virus, period, and the difference between a virus and bacteria. Okay. Okay. Now let's say for instance they found this this virus that's been buried in this ice for 30,000 years. I want to take you back to my theories. I wrote and published 2 theories. Those who have read it will know what I'm talking about. You'll understand. The ones who don't, I'll fulfill that topic to you now. 35,000 years ago was a glacier era. It's in my theory. That is how the hominins got over here to North America, the Bering Land Bridge. Now, 35,000 years ago was the last glacier era that we know of on record. Now, so this takes place where they find this virus buried in ice for 30,000 years. That is the same time period. It, by theory, where I made the suggestion that that is when the glacier era was coming to an end. At that time, there would be spotted places on the planet of ice. Okay? Now, here's the big question. Why is this ancient virus still alive? Why is that? You know why? Number one, it's been buried in ice for 30,000 years. You see, this particular type of ice, it's kind of a special type of ice. You see what it does? It actually preserves whatever it freezes in time. So this virus has been frozen in time. What does that mean? It means when it was frozen, it was still active, it was alive. Now, here's the other side of that coin. What happens when that virus, say, is introduced to cooler climate, colder weather? It will become activated. That's real science, real biology, real science. Yes, it would come back to life. Now, what is a virus's worst enemy? Extreme heat. You see, a virus has a hard time in living and surviving in temperatures of 100 degrees Fahrenheit and above. Okay? What happens if it gets, say, between 105 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit? A virus will start diminishing. In other words, what I mean, it starts disappearing into what? It's dead. Doesn't live anymore. You see, a virus cannot live in the heat. I don't give a damn who says what. I'm telling you, and I'll bet you a C note that I'll have some of the top scientists in the world that knows this subject would back me up. The virus dies in the heat. It cannot survive. Period. Real science, not quack science. Now, so we know that a virus cannot live in heat. All right? And we know that it will live and thrive in cooler weather and the colder the better. Okay? Now, as we're getting at the end of the heat factor, and we're heading into fall, we're getting into late fall, close to winter. Now what happens? That one virus, some in a minute percentage, will go dormant and survive. Okay? That's a fact. But when the cold hits, it's reactivated. Now the good thing is this. Whoever was subjected to such a virus in between all that time, and you're A-okay, guess what? Now you have become immune. Now you're immune to that virus. That is a biological fact. That is a fact. That is real, true science. That is not quack science. Now let's take your bacteria. See, your bacteria is reversed. Your bacteria what? Bacteria thrive in the heat. They love the heat. The hotter the better. In the cold, bacteria die. They die off. So there you go. There's your difference between your bacteria and your viruses. And by the way, we also have what they call a bacterial virus. Okay, say for instance, there's only one place in the whole country where such a thing exists. You know where that's at? Same place that happens to be the hottest place on this whole globe. Anybody know what the hottest place on this whole planet is? Death Valley. That's right. And they have a bacterial virus that hangs around there that it affects the rodents out in the desert. And what's it called? It's called the hantavirus. But they have a cure for it. And the only way you can contract that is through the animal's bite. Okay? There's your difference between your bacteria and your viruses. All right? Now, I'm going to let you know one more thing, because there's going to be a part 2 to this. I'm going to take a quick intermission after I get through this one segment. Now, what I want to explain to you too is this. this mask situation. Okay? I'm going to explain to you real science, real biology. Okay? Not the quack experts, not the quack science. This is real stuff, guys. Here it is, straight up. The mask that you wear is nothing other than what we call a particle mask. That's self-explanatory. Okay? Does it protect you from any viruses and such? No, it does not. I'm sorry to pop your bubble, man, but it don't help worth a damn. Okay? What does help is breathing clean, fresh air. All right? Now, what happens when you're wearing these apparatuses on your face? I'm going to explain it to you real quick. Number one, you're stealing air capacity to your body. Okay? That's number one. You're not getting the sufficient amount of oxygen you should be getting to your body. Number two, what you're actually doing is you're releasing your own carbon dioxide and you're breathing back in your own carbon dioxide. Now, what is carbon dioxide? It's a toxic poison. It'll poison the body. It'll poison your body even up to death. Asphyxiation. Self-created. That's not healthy at all, now is it? And now you got people all grouped up and all in a little cubicle and stuff. You got all these masks on. Come on, people. Now what happens is this. You're out in the heat. You're going to start sweating. Our body's got sweat pores, right? So we sweat. What do we sweat? Salt water. I know you all know we're made up of salt water, right? 75% of our body is salt water. It's in our muscle. That's a biological fact. So when we sweat, what do we sweat? Salt. So what happens? You got this apparatus covering your mouth. You're sweating. So you got extreme heat going on in here, right? Plus you're breathing in your own carbon dioxide. Did you know what you're self-creating? A bacteria. Biological fact. Scientific fact. You're creating a self-made bacteria. Now, if you think that's healthy to breathe less air, which the mask ain't going to help you a damn bit anyway with the situation. Number two, you're breathing in your own carbon dioxide. Number three, you're creating your own self-made bacteria. Now, let me clue you on this. If you have a bad respiratory system, if you have a really low immune system, that bacteria that you're self-creating combined with the carbon dioxide that you're rebreathing in, you're going to cause yourself health problems. And you just might end up in the ER. Okay? Okay, that's all I'm going to tell you on this segment. There's a part two to this segment. Okay, I'm going to take a quick intermission. I'll be right back to you. And before I let you go, everything I just told you is real science, real biology. Okay? I'm right here because I want to set it straight. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I'm going to take a quick intermission.